Okay, right now we are going to see a private jet which is taxiing its way just behind me. I believe it's gonna leave for its flight, and let's see how does the plane take off from its taxiway. Yeah, here it is. It's coming up. Yeah, there you see there, man. Yep. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one there. All right. Yeah. So this is one of the reasons you need to wear your PPE, such as your ear defenders and your reflective vest, because the sound from the turbine engines are very loud, and you can hear it from here. As of right now, you would have known what is the airline industry all about. And secondly, now we would like to speak about the main characteristics of the airline industry. There's about 6 points actually. And the first point is actually, it is talking about the service industry. Now, the service industry is... the service industry in the aviation industry is unlike the others. It's not like the manufacturing industry, whereby you need to produce an item and then after that you can sell it off to the customers. Whereas in the airport, you are basically having your passengers who have agreed on a certain amount of price that when they purchase an aircraft ticket for their destination from point A to point B, and the airliners are the ones performing the services industry. So, there is no inventory created unless you are a cargo company, and there's nothing that's being stored actually in a warehouse. So basically, the service industry in the aviation, the service industry. Basically, the aviation is a service industry provider for its passengers. Now, the next point that I would like to talk about is about the capital intensive factor. Now, in order for you to operate an airline, you need to have a large capital. Why do you need to have a large amount of capital? Basically because airlines need to lease the aircraft, and it is on an increasing basis. And not only that, you also need the simulators to train your pilots, and also a hangar actually to maintain the spare parts, or in fact to repair defective parts of the aircraft. Most major airlines and the large handling agents own a large assets of expensive aircraft, and when they depreciate over in time, they are able to sell it off at quite a profit, and in a way they will generate a substantial positive cash flow. So when they are able to have this substantial amount of cash flow, they are able to repay their debt, and in fact they are able to acquire new aircraft. However, when there is a decline, the airlines or even the major handling agents' status will be jeopardized. Now, the airline industry is a labor-intensive area. Why do we say that it is a labor-intensive area? Well, we can see that from the aviation domain, or in fact the number of people working there and the equipment that needs to be handled requires a larger manpower, and you need to have these resources to man them. For example, you do need pilots, you do need cabin crew, you need the ticketing counter staff, and in fact all the catering staff that needs to prepare the food that needs to be transported from the catering units to the aircraft, and also the drivers involved, a multitude of tasks that you need to perform. So basically, it is a labor intensive area, and of course this will also requires a large amount of capital to pay them for their salaries. we do still need skilled people to handle this equipment. And the more difficult it is for you to handle these equipments, the more skill you need to have in order to operate them in a safe and secure manner. With the number of terrorist attacks, in fact of the security breaches that happen in some parts of the world in the airport, there is a stringent need for the hiring department to process by validating, authenticating, and in fact do a thorough screening of their staff before they can even work in the airport. For example, in Singapore Changi Airport, when an applicant needs to work in the airport, they have to fill up a form, they have to have any criminal records, prior working in the airport. And because the airport is a very sensitive area, it is a key installation area. That's why it will take quite a number of weeks or even months for the airport police to vet through the screening process. The aviation industry is a highly competitive area. What do I mean by this? Since the airlines and the handling agents have to compete with one another, they have to constantly be on the lookout for innovative ways to not only attract but also to retain their existing customers. Now, while they are constantly on the lookout for new people to join their companies, however, there is a need for them to maintain a minimum standards of services that is within the industry practices. Now, the bottom line for every airline and handling agents is a very thin profit margin. Now, what do we mean by that? Basically, they will earn just like about a decent income of 1 to 2% profit, and the most important thing is that they satisfy their stakeholders' value while they are running a business in the aviation industry. As a passenger, you may feel that it is quite a good price relatively, that when you book a ticket from one destination to another. But on the other side of it, but on the flip side, most of the fees that is actually making up the passenger's fee goes back into the airline, especially for the operational aspects such as maintenance, and also to ensure that the safety and security aspects of the aircraft airworthiness is not affected. Regulation of the aviation industry has proliferated ground handling agents over the past few years. They are also constantly reducing their prices, and this actually affects quite a number of the other ground handling agents. Only time will tell if this expanding and dynamic sector will bring in the significant cash flow, but with a low profit. So there you have it. I have stated actually the factors that contributes to the characteristics of the aviation industry, and I do hope you do like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel. To find out more about the courses that I conduct, please feel free to visit my website, my Instagram, and in fact my Facebook. So I do hope you drop me some comments, or do drop me an email if you have any inquiries. So hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.